Hi everyone, Philippa here, coming at you from outside today just for a change of scene, and the house is noisy with the kids and the office is really hot right now, so outside seemed like a good option. So anyway, change of scene today. I just wanted to have a quick chat. I'm back. Yeah, I just wanted to talk today about, or specifically sort of two people who are a bit hard on themselves. You know, people of a certain personality, I think particular personalities, and in my experience anyway. Maybe if something bad happens, or maybe when their birthday's coming up, or a year rolls into a new one, they will start to feel really down and really negative. Maybe something specific happened to trigger it, but I know that with some people sometimes it's just that they become aware that another year has gone by, and they start to beat themselves up. You guys know what that means, but I'm not sure, you know, some of you might not have really thought about it in depth, right? So what happens when you're beating yourself up about something is your internal dialogue, your voice speaking to yourself, gets really, really, really negative, right? And I've spoken to people in that situation, in that zone, right then. So I tend to know what sorts of things come up, and what I have observed is that when they're in that state, when they start to tell themselves horrible things, oh, it's all my fault, oh, I've lost another year, oh, I'm rubbish, I'm really no good at what I do, nobody likes me, you know, the sorts of things, they wind up in a downward spiral, right? Because one negative thing that you say to yourself stacked upon another negative thing and another negative thing and another negative thing, and you can see the downward spiral happen. If you've been there, you've felt it, and it's really unpleasant. Well, it's totally counterproductive, first of all, because, as I say, once you start to think that way, you can wind up in a downward spiral that can last a long time. A lot of us can lose a lot of useful time and energy in trying to battle that spiral. And in my experience, that negative self-talk, that internal dialogue, what it's saying to you is often, at best, exaggerated in terms of perhaps your weaknesses, or your less than strengths, if you like. Those are going to be at best exaggerated, and at worst, the things that are going through your head can be complete lies. A lot of it's just simply not true. Now, at that moment of your life, it can be really helpful to have a spouse or partner, or a close friend to talk to, because they can help you get some perspective. But it's also really good to learn how to pull yourself out of it, or at least how to help pull yourself out of it. One of I guess the point that I'm trying to make about why it's not a good idea to stay there is, you can wind up, well, I just said it, you can wind up staying there and wasting a lot of time. It's sort of a form of paralysis. You can beat yourself up so much mentally that you're stuck in a rut, or you're basically preventing yourself from moving forward. So my suggestion is, look, cut yourself some slack. We're allowed to feel in general, right? But when something that makes us unhappy happens, and we feel like it's our fault, it's okay to feel a bit of something about that. It's just not okay to stay there. And I do speak from some personal experience. I say, you know, feel it. Do take some personal responsibility, because I'm certainly not saying that it's a good idea to deflect what you're feeling toward other people and blame other people. You know, if you're feeling like, you know, you've hit the middle of your life and you haven't done everything that you wanted to do with it, you don't want to go blaming the world. You do need to take some personal responsibility. But, oh, thanks for the like. But there have got to be there have got to be steps after that, right? So once you've owned it and you've realized, okay, maybe I made a mistake in this situation, or yeah, maybe I kind of wasted my youth. We've all been there, right? Take a moment, and this is where having a close friend available to help you get some perspective is really good. You need to take a moment to remind yourself of some of the progress that you have made. It's easy to think, oh man, I'm in my mid-30s and what have I got to show for it? But if you consider, you started as a baby, you could do nothing, and then you think about maybe your teen years and all the things that you taught yourself, all the skills that you did develop, and then on through whatever. Obviously it needs to be relevant to the problem that you're thinking about in this case, well, to some degree. But yeah, just get some perspective on how far have I come. I haven't really completely wasted this time, or this situation wasn't, it's not all bad. I still have some good points. I still have some skills, and I still have some great aspects to my character, and I have friends, so I can't be totally unrelatable or unlikable, right? So remind yourself of some good things about yourself, some good qualities, and then you need to make the decision to move on, and that's important. You need to make the decision to hello, I'm live streaming. My husband just got home. Just decide, okay, I feel embarrassed and I feel down about this, but I realize that I'm not a completely worthless person. Now I need to pick myself up and find a way to move forward. Then maybe you can analyze the particular issue that's caused these feelings at this time. And again, close friend, spouse, or even parent can be useful. Pick somebody wise to help you get some perspective on analyzing what went wrong, what led to this point. And then brainstorm some ways to progress. It seems ridiculously simple now that I've just laid out these steps before you. And it is. It's just not easy to do when you're stuck feeling really bad about yourself. But you can do it. You can, and you should. Particularly because if you stay bogged down in that mire for too long, it just gives you another thing to be upset with yourself about, right? Yeah, that's a really odd camera angle. So anyway, those are my thoughts today. Beating yourself up about any deficiency that you see in yourself is counterproductive. Own it, deal with it, take steps to improve. And that's really all I had to say today. Please share your thoughts below. Comment yes, perhaps, if you agree with me, if you see that there's some thoughts of merit here. Share the video if you think that might help somebody possibly on your friends list. And feel free to reach out to me with questions if you have any. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in another couple of days. Bye for now.